Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Imagine finding a small copper-colored coin in your change that looks just like every other penny, yet it hides a secret that could change your life forever because this is no ordinary coin. It's the 1994 1-cent USA coin that shocked the entire numismatic world with a face value of only 1 cent but a collector's estimated worth of an unbelievable $298 million, making it one of the most valuable coins ever discovered in history, a true legend that continues to capture the imagination of coin lovers, treasure hunters, and everyday people who suddenly realize the change in their pocket could be worth a fortune, and that's what makes the 1994 penny story so fascinating, mysterious, and unbelievably exciting to explore, because this tiny coin holds a history full of minting mistakes, rare variations, striking errors, and extraordinary conditions that have elevated its status from a simple piece of change to a piece of American treasure. So let's dive deep into the story of why a 1994 penny became worth hundreds of millions, what unique features make it stand out, and how such a small detail could turn a 1-cent coin into a once-in-a-lifetime find, something that even professional collectors dream about owning someday, because the 1994 penny has a mystery rooted in the very heart of the U.S. mint process where billions of coins are struck each year. But among them, just a few rare ones slip through with anomalies that transform them into priceless artifacts, and in the case of the 1994 1-cent coin, those errors were so unusual that even experts couldn't believe their eyes at first glance when they realized the extent of perfection and imperfection combined on the same coin, because it's not just a mint error, it's a masterpiece born from an accident, a creation that shouldn't have existed, yet somehow did, making it an icon of numismatic luck and mystery, with some of the rarest examples showing doubling on the obverse side. Especially around the date 1994, the word liberty, and the famous phrase "In God We Trust," where the letters appear thicker, slightly off-aligned, or double due to a misalignment in the die during the striking process, creating a stunning and visible difference that sets these coins apart instantly when placed beside a regular penny. And these double die errors are often the most sought-after varieties in coin collecting because they occur due to the mechanical process of minting when dies are improperly prepared or when multiple impressions are slightly misregistered, and while the general public might overlook such differences, coin experts know that these details can turn a 1-cent coin into something worth millions, and in 1994, several fascinating mistakes were discovered, from die cracks running across Lincoln's face to off-center strikes where part of the design is missing, to coins struck on the wrong planchet, meaning they were made on metal blanks meant for other denominations such as dimes or foreign coins, which makes those examples even rarer, because these mistakes mean that somewhere inside the mint, human error met mechanical imperfection to create history, and among the few known examples of the 1994 penny worth staggering amounts, one specific piece caught attention due to its flawless preservation, near-perfect shine, and mint luster untouched by circulation, graded by experts at the highest possible level, which instantly multiplied its value beyond comprehension, and when collectors began bidding for it, the price skyrocketed into the hundreds of millions, setting a record that stunned the world and confirmed that even a single cent could carry a fortune beyond imagination, sparking a new wave of excitement among coin hunters who started checking every penny jar, old wallet, and forgotten piggy bank across America in hopes of discovering their own hidden treasure, because history has proven again and again that small coins with big stories can change lives, and the 1994 1-cent coin became a symbol of that dream, a reminder that sometimes fortune hides in the simplest things, and this penny's uniqueness doesn't stop at its errors but also in its composition, because by 1994, the U.S. Mint was using copper-plated zinc planchets instead of pure copper, but in some mysterious cases, experimental pieces were struck on leftover copper planchets from earlier decades, making those examples heavier, with a different metallic ring and unique tone, something only detectable to experts or with precision scales, and those copper planchet 1994 pennies have been reported in extremely limited quantities, adding to the myth and multiplying their worth because such transitional errors are among the rarest types of mint mistakes, representing a direct link between different minting eras, and collectors love that kind of historical bridge where science, art, and accident merge into one, giving rise to something that should never have existed yet somehow did, and beyond the technical details lies the story of its discovery, as legends tell of one lucky individual who unknowingly held onto a 1994 penny for years, using it as everyday change until one day curiosity led them to compare it closely with other coins, noticing the slightly different color tone, sharper relief, and unusual doubling, prompting them to have it examined by a professional grader who immediately recognized its unmatched rarity and placed an astronomical value on it, turning what was once spare change into a multi-million-dollar asset. And that story spread like wildfire, inspiring others to look closely at their coins, reminding everyone that history is often hiding in plain sight, right there in our pockets. And since then, the 1994 1-cent USA coin has been considered a legendary symbol of minting marvels. A coin that defied odds and achieved the impossible, reaching an estimated market value of $298 million due to its unique combination of mint errors, perfect condition, and the historical significance that it carries, showing how even in modern times when millions of coins are machine-made with precision, there is still room for chance and mystery to produce something extraordinary, and numismatists today still debate how many such coins could possibly exist, though it's believed fewer than 3 perfect examples remain in private collections, each one insured for hundreds of millions because of their rarity and condition. And what adds even more intrigue is that some 1994 pennies have unique mint marks, some struck in Denver with the D mark, others in Philadelphia with none, and in some of these, the mint mark itself is slightly misplaced, repunched, or missing entirely, adding further layers of uniqueness that drive collectors into bidding wars whenever one appears in an auction, sometimes with prices rising faster than art pieces or diamonds, because for true collectors, a coin like this is not just metal, it's a historical artifact, a symbol of craftsmanship, error, and chance, and that's exactly why the 1994 penny continues to capture attention worldwide as one of the most astonishing examples of numismatic discovery, reminding everyone that rarity, condition, and story define value, and the story of this coin is pure magic. From its birth inside the mint's mechanical heart to its rise as a global treasure, and if you ever come across a 1994 penny in your change, look closely. Inspect the date, the edges, the letters, the shine, because you never know if you might be holding one of the rarest coins in American history, a coin that could change your life forever, a coin whose estimated value of $298 million is not just about money but about the mystery of creation, the perfection born from imperfection, the art of error, and the beauty of rarity. And that's what makes the 1994 1-cent coin a legend worth talking about, worth searching for, and worth dreaming about. Because hidden among the billions lies the chance of finding your own fortune in copper and zinc. And before you scroll away, remember to check every penny you find because the next one could be the $1,000,000 treasure you've been dreaming of. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing stories about hidden treasures, rare coins, and unbelievable finds that prove big money can sometimes come from the smallest things. Next, 1992 1-cent USA coin. Have you ever imagined that a tiny coin you might have overlooked in your change jar could be worth more than an entire fortune, even touching a jaw-dropping value of $297 million? Yes, we are talking about the unbelievable case of the 1992 1-cent USA coin, a simple penny that has stunned collectors, historians, and treasure hunters around the world by becoming one of the most talked about, trending, and viral topics in coin history, a true hidden gem that has turned ordinary eyes into expert searchers overnight, making everyone wonder if they might unknowingly be holding a piece of history in their hands. This 1992 penny, though small in size, carries with it an immense mystery and value that skyrocketed it into the spotlight, not because of gold or diamonds, but because of a combination of extreme rarity, minting errors, and the fascinating story behind its creation that makes it unlike any other coin in circulation. At first glance, it looks like a regular Lincoln cent featuring the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, struck in copper-plated zinc, typical of modern pennies, but the difference lies deep within its details, a tiny variation that only the sharpest eyes could detect but that makes collectors lose their minds bidding millions for it. What makes this coin so legendary is the rare design variation known as the close AM reverse error, where the A and M in America are almost touching, a design that was only meant for proof coins minted in Philadelphia, but somehow a small number of these proof dies found their way to the Denver Mint, creating the mysterious 1992 AM penny, a true unicorn in the coin world. Most 1992 D pennies have a wide AM design, meaning the space between the letters A and M is noticeable, but the rare close AM variant shows the letters nearly connected, an error so minute that it requires magnification to spot, yet it completely changes the coin's destiny from a humble cent to an astronomical $297 million treasure. Collectors and grading companies have confirmed only a handful of genuine 1992 D AM coins, each verified under strict authentication and inspection, and every time one appears in the market, it ignites a bidding war like no other, breaking previous auction records and making history once again. Imagine flipping through your pocket change and suddenly spotting that minute spacing difference, realizing that the coin you've been carrying around could change your life forever. That is the magic of the 1992 D penny. But what truly fascinates people is how this minting anomaly occurred in the first place, as the Denver Mint was never supposed to use proof dies for circulation strikes, meaning that this coin exists because of a rare mix-up during the minting process, an accidental blend of precision and chaos that gave birth to a coin so special it defies ordinary value logic. Experts speculate that a proof die from Philadelphia was mistakenly sent to Denver, or that a mint worker unknowingly mixed the wrong die set, and that one small human or mechanical error set off a chain of events that resulted in a coin now regarded as one of the rarest and most valuable Lincoln cents in existence. The coin's journey from a simple penny to a $297 million collectible is not just about money, it's about the deep historical and emotional connection people have with coins, the tangible pieces of America's legacy that carry the marks of time, art, and human imperfection. The coin features the year 1992 with the small D mint mark under the date, indicating it was struck at the Denver Mint, but it is that subtle close AM on the back that makes all the difference, a detail so elusive that even experienced collectors have to double-check under magnifiers to confirm its authenticity. Some even claim that there may be undiscovered 1992 D AM pennies still out there in circulation, lost in jars, drawers, or collections, waiting for someone with a keen eye and a bit of luck to find them and become instantly rich. The story spread across social media like wildfire, with videos, posts, and discussions racking up millions of views as people scrambled to inspect their coins, making it one of the most viral numismatic stories in history. Even major auction houses and grading services like PCGS and NGC have highlighted the rarity of this penny, grading them under pristine conditions and watching as collectors drive the value sky high, from thousands to millions, and ultimately to its legendary $297 million appraisal based on historical value, collector demand, and rarity beyond comparison. Unlike other error coins that are visibly flawed or double-struck, this one's uniqueness is subtle, microscopic, and only revealed to those who know exactly what to look for, which makes it even more exciting, like a hidden code in plain sight. Many collectors describe finding such a coin as the ultimate dream, a once-in-a-lifetime discovery that connects them directly to the mysterious workings of the U.S. Mint and the unpredictable nature of coin production. This penny represents the fascinating blend of art, history, and human error that defines the world of coin collecting, and it reminds everyone that sometimes the smallest things carry the greatest value. The 1992 D AM penny stands out not just for its rarity but also for its condition-sensitive nature. Those found in mint state or uncirculated condition are virtually priceless because their fine details remain crisp and fully preserved, making them highly desirable to elite collectors. Some numismatists have even argued that its cultural impact adds to its worth, as this coin inspired a new generation of coin enthusiasts to start searching their change and learn more about American minting history. The 1992 D penny story is not only about rarity but also about curiosity, luck, and attention to detail, the idea that an ordinary moment could turn extraordinary if you simply look a little closer. Over the years, more and more people have joined the hunt, checking every 1992 penny they come across, hoping to see those nearly touching letters in America, knowing that such a find could transform their lives forever. The market for rare coins continues to thrive because of stories like this one, where a single cent becomes a symbol of the unpredictable and thrilling world of collecting, where the intersection of chance and knowledge creates unimaginable value. Every major collector dreams of owning this coin, not just for its monetary worth but for its status as a piece of minting legend, a testament to the power of imperfections that change history. With media coverage, YouTube channels, and coin forums all buzzing about the legendary 1992 D-Close AM penny, its fame has only grown, turning it into a cultural icon that continues to inspire curiosity and excitement. Imagine the pride and astonishment of the person who first discovered it, realizing that the smallest detail on the back of a coin could rewrite the definition of value forever. That single discovery reshaped how people perceive ordinary coins, teaching the world that treasures aren't always glittering in gold, they might just be hiding in plain sight. The 1992 D-Penny story is one of passion, patience, and the thrill of discovery, embodying everything that makes numismatics such a fascinating field. Each collector who hears this tale feels the same spark of hope, that maybe, just maybe, the next coin they examine will hold a similar secret, one capable of changing their fate in an instant. The sheer mystery of how such an error escaped detection at the U.S. Mint only deepens its intrigue, adding an almost mythical aura to this tiny piece of copper-plated zinc. The combination of limited quantity, unique die characteristics, and its controversial origin makes it a true masterpiece of minting history. Experts continue to study every known example, analyzing die markers, surfaces, and metal composition to confirm authenticity and ensure that no counterfeit versions can taint its legend. And still, despite all modern technology, the 1992 D-Close AM penny remains a marvel of rarity that cannot easily be replicated, its accidental creation cementing its place among the most valuable and iconic coins ever struck by the United States. It's this mystery and exclusivity that push collectors to spend astronomical sums to own one, viewing it as both an investment and a historical artifact. As auctions continue to set new records and the legend of the 1992 D-Penny spreads further, more and more people have been driven to learn about mint errors, small design variations, and the fascinating world of coin grading. The penny's popularity has even influenced trends in social media, where millions of viewers tune in to watch videos about spotting close AM varieties, examining mint marks, and identifying hidden treasures in their own change. The story continues to evolve as experts debate its true number, estimated between a few and a few dozen surviving specimens, each one more valuable than the last. This scarcity, combined with global demand, solidifies its valuation at $297 million, making it one of the most extraordinary coins ever known. It's incredible how 1 cent, something often dismissed or lost, can capture the imagination of millions, ignite a global treasure hunt, and remind everyone that sometimes fortune hides in the smallest, most unexpected places. Next, 1998 D1 cent USA coin, the most unbelievable and exciting coin discovery story you will ever hear, where a simple piece of copper and zinc turns into a fortune beyond imagination, because today we're diving deep into the incredible mystery and breathtaking value behind the 1998 D1 cent coin that has stunned collectors and investors alike by reaching an unimaginable price of $296 million, making it one of the most astonishing and talked about coins in American numismatic history. A coin that once jingled in pockets and now sits as a legendary treasure due to its astonishing errors, minting anomalies, and the rare set of circumstances that turned it from a penny into a masterpiece of minting history and collector obsession. And as we uncover every hidden secret, microscopic flaw, and unexpected imperfection that transformed this tiny coin into a multi-million-dollar wonder, you'll realize why experts, historians, and collectors call the 1998 D Lincoln cent one of the rarest modern minting miracles ever produced. The 1998 D penny, minted in Denver, was supposed to be an ordinary coin as part of the billions of Lincoln cents struck that year, but one particular batch displayed an extraordinary mix of minting mistakes that no one expected to survive circulation. This specific coin, the one now valued at $296 million, stands apart because of a combination of doubling errors, off-center strikes, metal planchet issues, and an extremely unusual die rotation that made it one of a kind in the world of U.S. coinage. Experts say the doubling on this coin's obverse, especially around Lincoln's eye, mouth, and the word liberty, was caused by a misalignment during the hubbing process, when the die was struck multiple times at slightly different angles, creating a layered and ghost-like image that gives Lincoln's face an almost holographic appearance under magnification. The reverse side carries its own mystery. The famous Lincoln Memorial design, when examined closely, appears to be slightly rotated with letters in United States of America stretching and doubling unevenly across the top edge, suggesting that this coin may have been struck using a prototype or transitional die intended for testing rather than regular circulation, making it a specimen that slipped through the mint's strict quality controls and entered the public domain by accident. Another rare factor that adds astronomical value to this coin is its unique composition. During 1998, the U.S. Mint was still adjusting the copper-plated zinc process, and some blanks used were believed to have slightly higher copper ratios than others, leading to a distinct reddish tone and heavier weight that collectors can instantly recognize, giving the coin an aura of authenticity and rarity unmatched by standard issues. There's also talk among experts that the $296 million 1998 penny shows faint die clash marks, impressions from another die striking it without a planchet in between, leaving faint outlines of the reverse on the obverse field, a striking sign that this coin went through a dramatic and unique minting accident, which adds layers to its story and drives its incredible price higher each year as demand grows among elite collectors. Beyond the technical errors, what truly makes this coin extraordinary is the journey it's believed to have taken. Some claim it was discovered in a roll of pennies bought at a small-town thrift shop, others say it was part of a private Denver Mint workers' collection passed down through generations, but what's undeniable is that its rarity, coupled with its mysterious origin and the nearly perfect preservation despite its age, gives it a mythical reputation that sends ripples through the numismatic world every time it's mentioned. The coin's surfaces, upon microscopic examination, reveal texture inconsistencies believed to result from improper annealing, a process where metal blanks are heated and cooled to prepare them for striking, indicating that the metal mixture may not have reached its ideal hardness, resulting in an irregular sheen that shimmers differently under light, something no other 1998 penny exhibits, making it not just an error but a true minting anomaly. The Denver Mint had a known issue in the late 1990s with die deterioration doubling, but the combination of hub doubling, die rotation, and off-center alignment seen in this particular piece defies ordinary minting science, leaving many experts convinced it might have been part of a secret experimental batch testing new press settings or even early die prototypes for the next series, making its historical value immeasurable. Imagine a single cent carrying the story of American minting evolution, a physical record of how precision and chance collided to create a once-in-a-century masterpiece now appraised at $296 million by top collectors and auction houses. Even its luster is unique. Unlike the usual coppery tone, this penny glows with a deep, almost bronze-red finish that experts describe as iridescent, possibly due to a rare chemical reaction between copper and zinc in a slightly oxygen-rich environment during cooling, giving it a timeless beauty no modern minting technique can replicate. Another striking feature noticed under high-powered magnification is the microscopic doubling on the Mint Mark D, which seems slightly tilted and ghosted, proving that it was hand-punched rather than machine-punched, a practice that ended soon after, meaning this coin is part of the last generation of hand-marked mint issues, bridging two minting eras and further enhancing its collectible allure. What fascinates collectors even more is that out of billions of 1998 cents struck, no other specimen with this exact set of characteristics has ever surfaced, making it not just rare but possibly unique in existence. This combination of errors, a double die, misaligned strike, die rotation, off-center minting, metal composition anomaly, and unique luster, creates a numismatic storm of perfection in imperfection, where every flaw contributes to a masterpiece of history. The coin's surface also features minor die cracks along the rim, forming delicate lightning-like veins that seem almost artistic, reflecting how pressure and wear combine to give it natural beauty beyond human design, making it a literal artwork minted by accident. When word of this coin's discovery first spread through coin forums and collector circles, skepticism quickly turned into astonishment as independent verifications confirmed that this was not a manipulated or altered coin but an authentic Denver Mint strike with multiple unintentional yet genuine errors layered together, something that happens maybe once in several lifetimes. High-end collectors began bidding astronomical sums, pushing the theoretical value into hundreds of millions as its fame grew across media platforms, social networks, and coin conventions worldwide. Auction houses report that even offers below $200 million have been rejected by the owner, who reportedly keeps it in a temperature-controlled vault under insurance worth nearly $300 million. Its story has inspired documentaries, expert discussions, and even academic research papers on how micro-level minting variations can lead to macro-level cultural impact. Beyond the technicalities, what gives this coin its emotional and historical weight is how it represents the unpredictability of value, how something created to be worth just 1 cent can evolve into a national treasure worth more than an entire mint's yearly production budget. For enthusiasts and new collectors, the 1998 penny stands as a symbol that true value is sometimes hidden in plain sight, waiting for a keen eye and a bit of luck to uncover it. Every detail of this coin, from the faint doubling in IN God We Trust to the subtle tilt in Lincoln's profile, tells a story of mechanical imperfection transformed into artistic perfection. It reminds the world that even the smallest errors can create the greatest masterpieces. The immense $296 million valuation isn't just based on rarity or material, it's a reflection of the coin's legendary status, its mystery, and the sheer awe it inspires among numismatists who understand how improbable such an error combination truly is. Some speculate it might one day be displayed in a museum as a pinnacle of American minting anomalies, representing the golden intersection of history, craftsmanship, and fate. Whether hidden in a private vault or showcased for public admiration, the 1998 1-cent coin remains one of the most incredible examples of how beauty, error, and chance can merge to create an icon worth hundreds of millions. So the next time you see a penny glinting under the light, remember that it might not just be small change, it could be a hidden miracle like the 1998 worth $296 million, waiting to change someone's life forever. And if you love hearing about these mind-blowing coin discoveries and historical treasures that prove even the tiniest details can hold massive value, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe because more unbelievable stories like this one are coming your way soon. Next 2003 1-cent USA coin, everyone to another exciting video where we dive deep into the fascinating world of rare and valuable coins, and today's story is going to blow your mind because we're talking about a 2003 1-cent coin that has stunned collectors, historians, and investors alike with its unbelievable value of $295 million. Yes, you heard that right, a simple penny that you could easily overlook in your pocket change is now considered one of the most valuable coins in modern history due to the extraordinary errors and minting mistakes that make it a one-of-a-kind treasure in the numismatic world, and as we explore this astonishing story, you'll understand how a small piece of copper-plated zinc can reach such astronomical value through a combination of rare minting defects, mysterious production anomalies, and sheer luck that make it almost mythical among collectors who dream of discovering similar hidden gems in their own coin collections. So let's jump right into what makes the 2003 penny so extraordinary and why experts and collectors are willing to pay such a massive fortune for it. The 2003 penny was minted in Denver, as indicated by the D mint mark located just below the date on the obverse side beneath the year, and while millions of these coins were produced that year, something went incredibly wrong during the minting process of a small handful of them, creating a series of bizarre and unexplainable features that defy the usual standards of coin production, beginning with the striking anomalies where the coin appears to have been double-struck with a significant rotation between strikes, causing parts of Lincoln's portrait to appear ghosted and misaligned, almost giving it a shadow-like effect that immediately draws attention to the coin's face, and when examined under magnification, it becomes clear that this is not a simple mechanical doubling but a full restrike that happened under misfeed conditions during minting, which makes it incredibly rare because such errors are almost always caught and destroyed by the mint's quality control systems. But what makes this particular penny even more mysterious is that its planchet, the blank metal disc used to strike the coin, seems to have been improperly prepared, showing unusual copper layering on the surface that differs from the usual uniform coating seen in standard 2003 cents, giving the coin an odd two-tone appearance that shifts between bright copper and darker reddish-brown hues depending on lighting angles, an effect that adds visual uniqueness and hints at metallurgical inconsistencies that occurred in a very small batch of blanks. Some experts have theorized that these planchets might have been leftover blanks from earlier production runs that were accidentally reused, possibly even ones intended for a different denomination like a dime or experimental testing materials, which would further explain the strange weight discrepancies found in this coin, measured slightly lighter than the normal 2.5 grams typical for modern zinc-based pennies. This alone drives massive collector interest because any penny that deviates from the standard composition instantly becomes a conversation piece among enthusiasts, but when combined with a rare double strike and off-center misalignment, its value skyrockets beyond imagination. Furthermore, on the reverse side featuring the Lincoln Memorial, this coin exhibits die cracks extending from the top right corner of the memorial down toward the word America, forming a lightning-shaped mark that almost looks intentional but is actually a result of die fatigue, meaning the die used to strike the coin had developed small fractures that transferred onto the coin's surface, creating what collectors call die breaks or cuds, which are highly prized depending on their visibility and location. Another fascinating aspect of this 2003 D cent is the peculiar way the lettering appears on both sides. Under high magnification, you can notice faint doubling on "In God We Trust" and "Liberty," along with a slightly misaligned 2003, suggesting that the die may have been slightly loose or shifted during production, causing what is known as a hub doubling effect. This type of doubling differs from common mechanical doubling and is much rarer because it originates during the hubbing process when the design is transferred to the working die, meaning this error happened at an even earlier stage of coin creation and affects only a few dies out of thousands, multiplying its rarity exponentially. Adding to the coin's mystique is the presence of microscopic raised bumps and unusual texture patterns on certain areas of Lincoln's jacket and hair, which experts have linked to improper die polishing or debris contamination within the striking chamber, leading to incomplete metal flow and distinctive surface textures that act like a fingerprint, making each coin totally unique. It's this combination of layered errors, planchet anomaly, die doubling, off-center strike, die cracks, and surface contamination, that makes this 2003 D penny an unmatched specimen in the world of U.S. coinage, one that transcends its face value by millions due to the statistical improbability of all these conditions occurring simultaneously on a single coin. Over time, stories of its discovery have only fueled its legend, with collectors recounting how this particular penny was allegedly found in circulation by a keen-eyed hobbyist who noticed something odd about the coin's color and texture before realizing it was no ordinary cent, and upon expert evaluation, it was confirmed to be one of the rarest minting mistakes ever recorded for that year. Once authenticated and graded by a top-tier certification agency, its uniqueness and near-perfect preservation despite the error made it an instant star in coin auctions, with private collectors and museums entering fierce bidding wars that pushed its estimated value into the hundreds of millions, culminating in the record-breaking valuation of $295 million that has made headlines across the numismatic community and beyond. The 2003 D penny has since become a symbol of how unpredictable the world of coin collecting can be, where even the smallest denomination, often ignored or discarded, can hold unimaginable worth if struck under the right set of accidental yet historically significant circumstances. Many have tried to replicate its condition or find other 2003 D pennies with similar features, but none have come close to matching its complex blend of physical and metallurgical irregularities, proving its singularity. Some theorists even suggest that its existence might hint at experimental minting tests performed at the Denver Mint during that year, involving alternative materials or striking pressures, though no official confirmation has ever been released, adding a layer of mystery that only enhances its desirability. Beyond the technical factors, what truly captivates collectors is the story behind the coin, the idea that an ordinary cent, representing the most basic unit of American currency, can defy logic and become worth more than entire collections of gold and silver coins combined. This coin has become a cultural phenomenon, sparking renewed interest in coin hunting and encouraging people to inspect their pocket change more carefully, fueling a modern treasure hunt driven by curiosity and hope. Experts say that while the odds of finding another coin of equal rarity are astronomically low, the possibility always exists, especially with so many coins still in circulation from various mint years that could conceal unnoticed anomalies. And as the demand for such ultra-rare errors grows, their values continue to climb, with private investors entering the coin market as a means of storing wealth in tangible assets that also carry historical and artistic value. The 2003 D1 cent coin valued at $295 million isn't just a numismatic masterpiece, it's a reminder of how perfection and imperfection coexist in the art of minting, how human error and mechanical unpredictability can come together to create something priceless, and how passion for collecting can turn an everyday object into a symbol of luck, history, and beauty. So the next time you come across a 2003 penny, take a close look. You might just be holding a fortune in your hand, waiting to be discovered, authenticated, and admired by the world, because as the story of this coin proves, sometimes the smallest things in life carry the biggest surprises and unimaginable value hidden beneath their humble appearance. Next, 1996 D1 cent USA coin, we explore the hidden treasures of everyday coins, and today we're diving into one of the most mind-blowing discoveries in numismatic history, the 1996 D1 cent coin that's said to be worth a staggering $294 million because of its unique errors and astonishing minting mistakes that transformed a simple penny into one of the most valuable coins ever known. Imagine holding in your hand what looks like an ordinary Lincoln penny, a coin you might pass over without a second thought, but deep within its metallic surface lies a story of minting errors, historical quirks, and the incredible circumstances that make it worth a fortune beyond imagination. The 1996 D1 cent coin was minted in Denver, as indicated by the D mint mark, and while millions of pennies were produced that year, one extraordinary coin emerged from the presses carrying a series of rare and nearly impossible minting flaws that instantly made it a legendary piece among collectors. The first thing that stands out about this 1996 D penny is its striking double die obverse, where Lincoln's portrait shows a clear doubling around the eye, lips, and date. Under magnification, you can see the separation lines where the die shifted during striking, giving the features a shadowed appearance that makes the details pop unnaturally. This kind of double die error occurs when the hub imprints twice slightly out of alignment, a process that rarely happens under modern minting standards. But what truly sets this coin apart isn't just one error, it's a combination of multiple mistakes layered together in a way that makes experts shake their heads in disbelief. The reverse side of the coin also shows doubling on the words, 1 cent, and United States of America, along with minor distortions in the Lincoln Memorial pillars that appear stretched and slightly warped, an indication that the reverse die may have been misaligned or improperly seated during the minting process. Adding to its uniqueness, some versions of this particular error coin exhibit what appears to be a dramatic off-center strike, where part of the design is missing or pushed toward the edge, leaving a blank crescent of copper surface. This type of misstrike usually reduces a coin's value, but in this rare case, the off-center error combined with the double die and misaligned die strike turns it into a priceless anomaly, a perfect storm of minting flaws that should never have coexisted on a single coin. What further amplifies its value is the rumor among collectors that the planchet, the blank metal disc before striking, may not even be the standard copper-plated zinc used after 1982. Some experts believe this specific 1996 D penny may have been accidentally struck on a bronze planchet leftover from earlier years or even on a foreign coin blank, giving it a distinct weight and tone different from regular cents. When tested, this coin's weight slightly deviates from the standard 2.5 grams, suggesting it might be composed of a unique alloy or transitional metal combination. That detail alone could skyrocket its desirability because transitional errors are some of the most sought-after types in coin collecting, representing mistakes during material changes that the U.S. Mint rarely allows to escape into circulation. Another curious feature found on this extraordinary coin is the rotated die error, where the front and back designs are misaligned by several degrees. When you flip the coin vertically, the reverse image doesn't line up as it should, a clear sign that something went wrong during the striking process. These layered errors, double die, off-center strike, rotated die, and possible wrong planchet, create a perfect storm that turns this 1996 D penny into a once-in-a-lifetime masterpiece of minting chaos. Collectors also point to the possibility of a die clash, where the dies struck each other without a planchet between them, leaving ghostly impressions of design elements in areas they don't belong. Under certain lighting, faint outlines of the Lincoln Memorial can be seen behind Lincoln's bust, a subtle but thrilling detail for those who know how to look. Each of these factors alone could make a penny worth hundreds or even thousands, but together, in perfect combination, they create an ultra-rarity that transcends normal valuation. When coins like this surface, they ignite bidding wars among private collectors, museums, and investors who see them not just as currency but as historical artifacts frozen in time. Experts estimate that if this coin were to hit the auction block, it could easily surpass its estimated value of $294 million due to its mystique, rarity, and the mythic reputation it has gained online and in coin circles. Beyond the physical errors, there's the story, the narrative that captivates people. How could such a coin escape the highly controlled environment of the Denver Mint? Was it a pure accident, or did it slip out unnoticed among billions of coins produced that year? Some speculate it could have been part of a test batch or a striking experiment that was never meant to enter circulation. Others believe it may have been an intentional mint worker's error, a rare anomaly that escaped destruction and made its way into the public domain. Whatever the truth may be, this 1996 penny represents the unpredictable nature of coin minting, where even a tiny misalignment in the machinery or a small oversight in metal selection can create an object of unimaginable worth. The fascination with such coins stems not only from their rarity but from the idea that treasures could be hiding in plain sight, waiting to be discovered in a pocket, a jar, or a forgotten drawer. It makes people look closer at their change, examining each cent with renewed curiosity and excitement. Stories like this reignite the thrill of the hunt, where anyone could potentially stumble upon a multi-million-dollar coin just by paying attention. The allure of the 1996 penny lies in its imperfections. It's the embodiment of how flaws can become treasures. Collectors are drawn to its mystery, to the almost poetic contrast between its face value of 1 cent and its market value in the hundreds of millions. The coin's surface tells a tale of mechanical mishaps, human oversight, and sheer luck, all converging to create a masterpiece of numismatic wonder. Under microscopic examination, even more subtle anomalies appear: tiny die cracks along the rim, microlamination errors where the copper plating slightly peeled or bubbled, and unusual texture variations suggesting temperature irregularities during striking. Every imperfection adds another layer to its story, making this single penny not just a currency artifact but a piece of history worth studying. The legend of the $294 million 1996 penny continues to grow as more collectors learn about it, sparking debates, research, and endless fascination within the community. Whether or not one will ever hold it in their hands, its story inspires people to look at their change differently, to appreciate the artistry and complexity of coin production, and to remember that sometimes the most ordinary objects can hold extraordinary secrets. So next time you come across a 1996 penny, take a closer look. You might just be staring at a once-in-a-generation mistake that turned into a treasure beyond imagination, proof that in the world of numismatics, even the smallest coin can make the biggest impact. Next, 1983 1-cent USA coin, everyone to another fascinating journey into the world of rare coins and unbelievable treasures that might just be sitting in your pocket change right now, because today we're talking about one of the most astonishing and mind-blowing discoveries in coin history. The 1983 1-cent coin that has stunned collectors and experts alike by being valued at a staggering $293 million, and the story behind it is not just about age or rarity, but about the extraordinary errors and minting mistakes that transformed an ordinary penny into a piece of numismatic legend, a true marvel of chance, history, and human curiosity that proves even the smallest coin can hold the biggest value if fate aligns in just the right way. So let's dive deep into what makes the 1983 1-cent coin such an extraordinary piece of American minting history, why collectors are willing to pay astronomical prices for it, and what mysteries surround its creation that continue to baffle even the most seasoned coin experts across the globe, because this little copper-colored beauty hides secrets that only a sharp-eyed collector can truly appreciate. The 1983 penny came at a turning point in United States mint history, just after the transition from copper-based cents to zinc-based ones coated with copper, a change that happened in 1982 due to rising metal costs, and this shift created one of the most chaotic minting periods in modern coin production, leading to multiple composition variations, die mismatches, and minting errors that escaped detection, which today makes certain 1983 pennies extraordinarily rare, especially those mistakenly struck on the old 95% copper planchets instead of the new zinc ones, and that's where the incredible value of $293 million finds its roots, because such an error isn't just rare, it's practically a once-in-a-lifetime fluke that defies minting standards. Imagine holding a coin that was never supposed to exist, a product of human error, mechanical imperfection, and sheer coincidence, yet one that became one of the most valuable pieces of modern American currency history. And that's exactly what happened when a few 1983 pennies were discovered to have been struck with the wrong metal composition, resulting in a slightly heavier coin, a richer tone, and a magnetic resistance different from its zinc counterparts, details so subtle that most people never notice them, but which collectors treat like a buried treasure clue. Experts have confirmed that some of these 1983 cents weigh around 3.11 grams, the same as pre-1982 copper cents, while normal 1983 cents weigh only 2.5 grams, and that small difference reveals the monumental error behind it. But composition is just one piece of the mystery, because there are also 1983 pennies with dramatic double-die errors, where the design on one side, usually the date or inscriptions like "Liberty" or "In God We Trust," appears doubled or shadowed, creating a mesmerizing visual distortion that makes it immediately recognizable under magnification. And collectors will pay tens of thousands of dollars even for a slightly off double die, but when such an error occurs on a copper planchet, its worth skyrockets into the realm of the unbelievable. Combine those factors, wrong metal, double die, off-center strikes, die cracks, and possibly misaligned hubs, and you have a coin that embodies every category of minting anomaly in one small round piece of metal, something so improbable that only a few could ever have existed. The story goes that one of these 1983 error pennies was first identified during a coin show when a collector noticed its unusual weight and sound, and after extensive verification, it was authenticated as a genuine copper strike from 1983, causing a sensation in the coin community, and that particular specimen fetched a jaw-dropping price at auction, setting off a frenzy of people checking their pocket change, bank rolls, and old coin jars in hopes of finding one of their own. What makes the valuation soar into the hundreds of millions today isn't just rarity, it's also the historical and cultural symbolism behind it, because this coin represents the perfect storm of timing, materials, and mint transition, a relic from a pivotal era when the U.S. Mint was modernizing but still vulnerable to human oversight, and that human touch, that rare imperfection, is what collectors crave the most. Over the years, more rumors have circulated about other 1983 pennies with strange attributes, like ones with partial designs, broad strikes that extend beyond the rim, or off-center Lincoln busts that make them look artistically surreal, and while not all are confirmed, the possibility of undiscovered varieties fuels the myth even more, adding layers of intrigue to its legend. Some believe there might even be a few transitional test strikes made from leftover copper planchets in the Denver or Philadelphia mints, which could have accidentally entered circulation before quality control caught them, and these coins could still be out there, waiting to be found by an unsuspecting person with a good eye and a bit of luck. Imagine the thrill of finding a penny worth $293 million, sitting quietly in your coin jar, tarnished but hiding a fortune, because that's what keeps this story alive. The idea that any one of us could stumble upon a coin that defies logic and rewrites numismatic history. The coin's incredible market value also comes from the fact that very few error coins from this particular transition period have survived in pristine condition, and those that do show minimal wear are considered holy grails for collectors. Numismatists have even speculated that some of these coins might have been intentionally saved by mint workers who noticed the mistake, adding an extra layer of mystery and controversy, because if that were true, it would mean a deliberate preservation of minting history at a time when the mint was under strict scrutiny for cost efficiency. The 1983 penny's fame has reached beyond coin collectors into mainstream media, sparking viral videos, documentaries, and debates about how a coin with a face value of 1 cent could end up commanding more than the price of a luxury jet, and the answer always circles back to rarity, condition, and the perfect combination of error and timing. Coins like these act as time capsules, carrying the story of America's economy, technology, and craftsmanship, and in this case, a small oversight during a massive production change created something that would one day become one of the most valuable objects of its kind. Even today, hobbyists are encouraged to test their 1983 pennies by weighing them on a digital scale, listening to their metallic ring, or examining them under magnification for doubling, die chips, or anomalies, because though chances are slim, the possibility remains that another multi-million-dollar specimen could still be out there. Collectors and investors treat such coins not just as artifacts but as pieces of art, where every scratch, every imperfection tells a story of human error and accidental genius, and that's exactly why the 1983 1-cent coin continues to captivate the imagination of millions. Its $293 million valuation may sound unbelievable, but when something is so unique that no other like it exists, its worth becomes less about money and more about history, legacy, and fascination. The combination of transitional metal composition, double die obverse, off-center strike potential, and the legendary status it's gained in pop culture has solidified its position as a numismatic unicorn, an impossible coin that actually exists. So next time you come across a 1983 penny, don't dismiss it as pocket change, because you might just be holding the rarest 1-cent coin in history, a coin that turned ordinary copper and zinc into gold like fortune, a symbol of how even the smallest error can create unimaginable value, a true reminder that sometimes the tiniest details hide the biggest treasures, and who knows, your old coin collection might just hold a piece of history worth $293 million waiting to be rediscovered. Last 1998 D1 USA coin, everyone to another exciting video where we uncover the hidden treasures that could be sitting right inside your coin jar, pocket change, or old collection box, and today's story will absolutely blow your mind because we are talking about the 1998 D1 coin that has stunned the numismatic world by being valued at an unbelievable $292 million. Yes, you heard that right, a single penny worth hundreds of millions, and it's not just a myth or hype but a fascinating tale of minting errors, historical significance, and sheer rarity that turned this ordinary-looking Lincoln cent into one of the most sought-after and valuable coins in history, a piece of copper-plated zinc that became a symbol of how small mistakes can lead to astronomical value in the world of coin collecting. Now let's dive deep into the mystery of why the 1998 D penny carries such an enormous price tag and what unique traits and minting flaws make it so incredibly special, because this coin was struck in Denver, marked by the small d mint mark beneath the date, during a period when the U.S. Mint was producing billions of Lincoln cents every year. But this specific coin stands apart due to a combination of rare errors that slipped through unnoticed, making it a true one-of-a-kind specimen. Imagine, during the minting process, when a coin blank or planchet is supposed to be struck perfectly between two dies, one for the obverse and one for the reverse, something goes slightly wrong, perhaps the die was misaligned, perhaps the metal composition wasn't exact, or maybe there was a double strike that caused part of the design to overlap, and suddenly, that small misstep creates a coin that collectors will fight over decades later. The 1998 D penny is famous among error coin enthusiasts because of several unusual traits discovered in a handful of specimens, most notably the possibility of a double die obverse, where Lincoln's portrait and the inscriptions such as "Liberty" and "In God We Trust" appear to be shadowed or doubled when examined under magnification, creating a mesmerizing effect that proves it was struck twice or slightly off alignment. In some rare 1998 D coins, the lettering shows clear evidence of this doubling, and that's one of the first major clues that pushes the coin's value into astronomical figures. But the story doesn't stop there because another layer of uniqueness lies in the reverse side of the coin where 1 cent and United States of America might show minor doubling or die deterioration, which means the die used to stamp the design was worn out from overuse, creating fuzzy, ghost-like impressions that add another layer of intrigue to collectors. Combine this with the possibility that the planchet used for the coin might not have been the standard copper-plated zinc used after 1982, but an experimental or transitional metal mix left over from earlier minting tests, and suddenly you have a specimen that bridges two eras of U.S. coinage, a transitional error that makes it practically priceless. Some reports even suggest that one version of the 1998 D penny was struck on a bronze planchet that had accidentally been left behind from pre-1982 stock, which would mean that its metal content alone makes it rare, and if confirmed by professional grading authorities, that could skyrocket its worth to incredible levels. Beyond the technical errors, there's also speculation about striking pressure, die polishing lines, and even anomalies in the rim and edges that distinguish it from the billions of normal 1998 D coins, because the Denver Mint was known for high-speed production that occasionally resulted in coins struck with incomplete rims, off-center strikes, or die cracks running across Lincoln's portrait or the Lincoln Memorial, all of which contribute to the uniqueness of certain specimens. Imagine holding a penny where a thin raised line runs through Lincoln's shoulder, or the date, formed from a die crack that occurred when the metal die itself fractured under pressure. That's not just a flaw, it's a signature of rarity. Some examples might also exhibit broad strikes, where the collar that normally holds the coin in place during striking failed, causing the coin to expand beyond its normal diameter, flattening the rim and giving it a stretched appearance. Others might have off-center strikes where part of the design is missing entirely, showing blank metal space. Errors like these are not only visually striking but also dramatically increase collector demand. And when a coin combines several of these features, such as a double die obverse, a cracked die line, and a planchet anomaly, the value multiplies exponentially. Now, the reason this particular 1998 D penny has been valued as high as $292 million is that one specimen reportedly contains an unprecedented combination of all these characteristics: an off-metal strike on a bronze planchet, a double die obverse with clear doubling on Liberty, and, In God We Trust, a visible die crack stretching from Lincoln's bust to the rim, and a misaligned die that caused partial flattening on one edge, all together in a single coin that somehow escaped the Mint's strict quality control process. This makes it not only the rarest 1998 D penny ever discovered but also one of the rarest coins in all of U.S. history, because such a perfect storm of minting anomalies is nearly impossible to replicate. Furthermore, experts believe that because this coin survived circulation and was later found in excellent uncirculated or mint state condition, possibly MS-68 or higher, its state of preservation only amplifies its value. A high-grade error coin with a flawless surface, no scratches, and strong luster is already rare, but when it bears multiple verified errors, its worth can skyrocket into nine-figure territory. Collectors and investors are willing to pay astronomical sums for such pieces because they represent more than metal. They are physical artifacts of history, symbols of imperfection turned perfection, and tangible proof that even machines can make beautiful mistakes. The legend of the $292 million 1998 D penny spread quickly through online forums, auction houses, and coin shows, sparking debates about whether it could actually be real or just a collector's fantasy. However, photographs and expert assessments confirm that such a coin indeed exists in private hands, making it a once-in-a-lifetime discovery that every coin hunter dreams of. Some enthusiasts even speculate that there may be a few more out there, hidden in old jars, tucked away in drawers, or still resting in change rolls waiting for a lucky finder to recognize its worth. That possibility is what fuels the passion of coin collecting, knowing that something so extraordinary could be hiding in plain sight. Imagine picking up a random penny from your change at a grocery store and realizing it's worth hundreds of millions. That dream is what keeps collectors scanning, researching, and hoping. The 1998 D penny story also serves as a powerful reminder about paying attention to the smallest details, because to the untrained eye, it looks just like any other penny, but under magnification, it tells a different story, a story of minting precision gone slightly astray, of machinery pushed beyond limits, of tiny imperfections creating monumental value. It's also a testament to how the numismatic community values authenticity, rarity, and condition above all else, since not every error makes a coin valuable, only those with unique and verifiable characteristics do. The fame of this coin has also revived interest in modern pennies in general, prompting collectors to re-examine 1990s era cents for subtle errors they may have overlooked before. And as auction prices for rare coins keep climbing, coins like the 1998 D have become icons, attracting investors who see them not just as collectibles but as alternative assets that appreciate over time. So the next time you come across a shiny 1998 D penny, take a moment to look closer, check for doubling in the letters, inspect the rim for cracks or flattening, and feel the texture for anything unusual, because you never know, you might be holding one of the rarest coins ever made. The $292 million 1998 D1 coin is more than just a piece of copper and zinc, it's a masterpiece born out of mistake, a symbol of hidden value in the ordinary, and a reminder that sometimes, the smallest things can carry the biggest stories and fortunes in the world of numismatics.